Hang on, I'll be right there. Hi. Welcome back to the Quarterdeck Arcade. I'm a little bit frazzled right now. I swear, flying by the seat of my pants. I've had 4 pretzels for breakfast. That's it. 4 of these pretzel sticks. That's how much time I've had to deal with here. Putting on a show is stressful, guys. I try to be prepared for these things, but I run out of time. I really do. Got to get my laundry going. Got to get the dog out, fed, all that stuff. So I'm a little frazzled right now. Sorry. But welcome. Welcome back to the Quarterdeck Arcade. As you could see, I was back there dimming the LEDs because I didn't have time to do it before the show. So I'm here. Hopefully you are too. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate you. By the way, hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't done that already. Most of you probably already have, but I'm just telling you now. This is right now for the next hour or two, because I did think up of something to do. If you guys read the show description, you know that I had a hiccup with my plans. I wanted to do a Battlezone build, a GRS Build-A-Cade Battlezone build, but realized I did not have the proper control panel for it. So had to jump on GRS's website, Thunderstick Studios, and order another of these 4 control panel kits. By the way, these are handy. If you collect a lot of these Build-A-Cades with different artwork, I definitely recommend buying one of these kits because you get 4 different control panels. And the one I was missing was the dual stick controller, which I really wanted for Battlezone. So anyway, my sump pump is going off. Guys, I've lived here for over 10 years. My sump pump never goes off. But you know, you guys have heard about the crazy weather in Wisconsin, right? I mean, we had countless tornadoes in the state this past week. 4 days, 3 of them, 3 straight days, 4 days of severe weather in our community. And lots of people, my thoughts and prayers go out to all those folks affected by the tornadoes. Closest one to me was about 20 minutes south in a little community known as Sussex/Lisbon. I think it was primarily Lisbon, but a little bit touched Sussex as well. Shout out to all those folks. I'm hearing particularly south, Friday night's round of storms were pretty devastating. And yeah, so if I could just get 1 straight week without any severe weather at night, I'll be great. I used to love thunderstorms. You guys like that? I used to love thunderstorms as a kid, but now they like stress me out. I'm like, please don't hit my house. I guess it's because I'm a homeowner now. I don't want the stress of whether or not my roof is going to get ripped off. So yeah, definitely my thoughts are with all those folks affected by these storms. And so hopefully we got a quiet week ahead of us weather-wise. It's supposed to be a little bit rainy today, but that's just rain. I can handle rain. I mean, that's nothing. So Anywho, take a look at the arcade. Why am I not seeing my cell phone camera? There it is. Boom. Look at the arcade. Not much has changed. Not anything has changed since I did the shuffle last weekend. I did have a task that I needed to get done with all of the taller arcades that I did not have a chance. I wanted to do that this morning. I'll explain here in a second why I'm flying by the seat of my pants this morning. But I didn't get that done, and so disappointing. Maybe I'll do it afterwards. I actually have to go to Menominee Falls after the show today because we're having our favorite pizza, and our favorite pizza is located in Menominee Falls because we no longer have a Papa Murphy's. I have to drive to Menominee Falls to get our Papa Murphy's pizza. And the reason why I go to Papa Murphy's is because it has the only gluten-free crust that my gal will eat. So that's why I got to drive to Menominee Falls. And I'm going to take a peek at Sam's Club just to see how much WrestleFest is there. So I know it's there because somebody confirmed it with me. So I'm going to go there just to take a peek, see what WrestleFest is. If I do buy it, it's going to be a mod. And I'll show you here. I'll show you here in a second why I'll pick up that cabinet for a mod, because somebody did something really cool with it, and I want to show it off to you here in a second. But let's say hi to the chat. You all made time on your precious time on your Sunday morning to join me here. So let's say hi to everybody. Let's see. As always, Ted Adam Green is here. Good to see you, buddy. Thank you for being here. Gallagher Guy 88 is here. Welcome. Hey, good to see you, man. Love what you're doing over there. The Friday night streams. Great stuff. If you guys haven't checked Gallagher Guy 88's channel out, please subscribe to his channel. Check out his content. It's great stuff. Sir Sega's here. Good morning, Sir Sega. Good to see you. Let's see. Fireside Arcade is here. Welcome, buddy. Still appreciative of you for sending me the eBay info on that Pac-Man back there. I love that cabinet. By the way, if you guys haven't noticed, I boot that thing up and start up Super Pac-Man on it, because Super Pac-Man is another nostalgic game for me. And I used to do really well at it. I'm not so good at it now because I forgot all my patterns and stuff. But so I keep, because it has a track mode sounds and everything, I keep Super Pac-Man loaded on that Neon Pac-Man back there. So shout out to you, Fireside. Thank you for that again. Goofy Foot is here. Good to see you, Goofy Foot. Yeah, you understand. I would love to have 2 hours of show prep before each show, but it just doesn't happen. You guys remember, I used to do this thing at 9 a.m. Central. I pushed it back an hour because I didn't have enough time then. And now I don't have enough time now. Am I going to push it back to 11 Central? I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. So, yeah. 4 pretzel breakfast for me. And I don't want to eat on stream. So, that's one of my pet peeves. So, yeah. I'll get something afterwards when I go get the pizza. Stock Jock is here, buddy. I have a question for you. I don't know if you read the show notes. I had intended to do the Battlezone build today. My question to you, sir, is with that Battlezone 3D printed kit, am I going to have to buy that monitor upgrade for it, or can I just use the stock GRS monitor with it, with that build? I need to know. I can't do the build today because I don't have a twin joystick control panel. I didn't check that beforehand, and I started out with a show description today that celebrated the Battlezone build, and it just couldn't do it. So anyway, but I do have a backup plan here, and we'll discuss it here in a second. But just answer me that question? Do I need to order a monitor upgrade for the GRS? Because we're going to do that build, I promise. Dre God is here. Good to see you, sir. Howdy. Let's see. Who else do we got here? Biggie D is here. Welcome, Biggie D. I'm thinking about you, dude. Yesterday was National Exercise Day. And I know you like to hike. So did you hike yesterday? Because it being National Exercise Day, I did a post on my personal Facebook page being sarcastic, saying since yesterday was declared National Exercise Day, that's your one day of the year that you can exercise. So get out there and do your one day of exercise. So I was being sarcastic, but I actually did a 15K run yesterday. Today I went nuts. Again, I'll discuss that in a second. But welcome, Biggie D. Good to see you. Stock Jock says he'll be in Wisconsin in 4 days. Yeah, I was going to do a weather report before the show. And again, lack of time for prep. I was going to give everybody coming to the Midwest Gaming Classic. That's next weekend, folks. I still haven't decided whether I'm going to do a show or not. That Sunday, I'm thinking about it. Part of me wants to go down. I'm going down Saturday, next Saturday. That's the day my gal and I will be going. And I'm kind of thinking about going down on Sunday as well. I haven't bought tickets for Sunday, so it'll have to be a off the cuff thing. But the weather, it's going to be really nice during the week, but then it's cooling off again on the weekend. That's just the way our pattern has been. We're in the 40s now. On Friday, it was 78 in downtown Milwaukee. So that's the weird weather we're dealing with. So I'm sorry though. I'm sorry. I know you requested nice weather, but it's going to be a little bit chilly up here. So bring a hoodie or something. That's one reason I'm wearing a hoodie today is because it's chilly. It's chilly in the basement today. Oh, let's see who else we got here. What do I put on my pizza? Good question. I'm a supreme guy without the black olives or mushrooms. So sausage, pepperoni, green peppers, and onions. That's what I like on my pizza. Nice thing about Papa Murphy's is they're chopped up really nice. They're not big chunks. So yeah, I'll order my supreme. The gal just gets sausage and pepperoni on hers. She's got diet restrictions, so she has to be very careful about what she puts on her pizza. So, yep, that's my pizza. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop in and see. If it was like if they were fire sailing it for like $250, I would definitely pick it up. But I have some thoughts on that in mind that I'll get to in a second. Let's see. Chris S is here. Welcome, sir. Let's see. Yeah, she does as well, Goofy Foot. She also has celiac, so we have to be very careful with her diet. But she loves that crust there. She basically devours a medium pizza in one sitting. That gal, she can out eat me no matter what. Pretty proud of that, and stay super thin. But we both exercise quite a bit. Yeah. So I really need to know. I was going to do it today, and I'm kind of glad that I had the issue with the control panel because that second thought occurred to me. And so I'm excited about doing it, but I have a backup plan. Good job, Biggie D. All right, on National Exercise Day, proud of you. Let's see. All right, I'm caught up with the chat now. Okay. So the reason why my schedule was, first of all, let me get a drink of water. I'm sorry, folks. I got to do this. All right. Thank God for that mute. That easy mute. Okay. So And I didn't have time to download photos that I was going to present to you folks. Let me pull up, see if it got uploaded to my Google Photos. I'll pull this out and then I will share it. Live TV, folks. All right. Okay, so since March 2nd, I have been involved in a challenge, a step challenge at work. This is something put on by my work. And usually I dominate them whenever they do it, but there's a gentleman ahead of me that seems to log between 40 and 50,000 steps a day. So anyway, this morning I was sitting at like right at 966,000 steps since March 2nd. So I set out today, no matter in what form, running or walking, I was going to get to 1 million steps. And as you see, I did. I'm in second place. So, and he's sitting at 1,090,000. So I got quite a ways to go. I don't know if I'll catch him. The end of the challenge is April 30th. So I got a few days. I got 12 days to try and catch this dude. So who knows if I will or not. I'm a competitive guy. I'm a highly competitive guy. So I'll give it a good fight. So if anything, I've sent a message to him this morning that I'm still there and I also have 2 days off at the end of the month. So, you know, I can rack up the steps then, maybe even go for a hike. We have a nice lake, Big ED. I mean, within 5 minutes of my house, Pike Lake. And the Kettle Moraine Forest there has a great hike, very technical hiking trail. And I've run some races there and fallen there and basically hurt my pride. So I don't run trails anymore, especially super technical ones. But I haven't, I told the gal, we got to go over there and hike. So I may do that at some point just to get log some extra steps. Been a while since I've hiked. So anyway, that's that. That's the reason why I'm so late. I did not get home from the gym until after 8 a.m. So that's how it's gone. Anyway, I'm feeling pretty good right now. Guys, you know, I've talked about this, I think. I've had some issues with my SI joint on the left side. So I've been trying things over the last few weeks. For a time, I actually backed off on the running. And focused more on weights, weightlifting, just those types of exercises, floor exercises too. And the back really I really wasn't feeling any change. So last week I kind of decided, you know what? I'm going to cut out the weights for a while. And all I did last week is run. That's all I did was run. And guys, I got to tell you, my SI joint feels a lot better. I can still feel it a little bit. It's still uncomfortable, but I've been able to put together some longer runs last week. You guys, if you follow me on my Instagram, you've seen my posts. I've logged some pretty significant miles in the last week. Haven't been able to do that for a long time because of the joint issues. So I'm optimistic. I'm going to slowly work weights back into my routine. We'll see. But anyway, you guys didn't come here to hear me talk about steps but just explaining why I was late this morning. Ralphie Duran is here. Hey, thanks for checking in from work, man. Appreciate it. What else? Okay. What else have I been doing? I've been doing some PlayStation. I noticed that in the profiles, you can kind of see how long I've been gaming on what games. I know you can change the security on that. I don't and know why I really want to or should, but if you want to check out what games I've been playing, you can see my profile over there. It's QD Arcade. That's my gamer tag on PlayStation. I, as you all know, the sale is going on right now, the PlayStation Spring Sale. I did pick up Hogwarts Legacy for cheap, for like $13, less than $13. And Spider-Man 2 is digital. These are all digital only, of course. Spider-Man 2 is actually on sale right now for, I think, right around $20. So I'm thinking about getting Spider-Man 2 because if I go out and buy the DVD or the CD today, it's going to be the physical disc. It's going to be like $63, something like that. So I'd like to have the physical copy, but it's a deal, so I might just take advantage of it anyway. But I've been playing RoboCop a lot. Rogue City, I think, is the full name of it. I've been playing Astrobot a lot because I'm stuck in this one area of Astrobot that's driving me insane. I swear to God, I died like 50 times the other night trying to get past this one spot in Astrobot. But I'm going to get it. I'm getting closer. So, but yeah, the PlayStation sale's going on. Check that out if you're on PlayStation. There's some deals there and some interesting games I think I might look into. Who knows? I get it, Galaga guy. The gal and I, we do not really like. Occasionally, we'll go for walks downtown. There's a nice little retro ice cream shop in downtown Hartford, and we'll walk. That's about a mile away, so we'll walk there and walk back. Have some ice cream, of course, in the middle, and if it's like less than 60 degrees, we won't do that. So yesterday was super windy too, and it was in the 40s. It was just a crappy day. So we did nothing but stay home all day yesterday and watch movies. We watched A Beautiful Mind and guys, I posted it on my private Facebook page, but I have never seen Stand By Me until yesterday. Yes, I know, shock of all shocks, right? That's a movie from my era, the 80s era, right? I never have seen it until yesterday. It's a good movie. I don't know why. It's just one of those things. I just never got around to seeing it. The other thing is I haven't seen Goonies either. And she's like in double shock. Like, you haven't seen either movie. So we spent time at home watching movies. And yesterday she had never seen A Beautiful Mind. So we watched that. Outstanding movie. It's loosely based on mathematician John Nash's real life. It's, if you read his biography or read some description of his life in real life, it's very different from how the movie depicted it. But still, Beautiful Mind is an awesome movie. And Russell Crowe got robbed that year at the Oscars when he was eligible for it. Denzel Washington won for Training Day. I have not seen Training Day either. Maybe Denzel Washington deserved it. I don't know. Not speaking one way or the other. I just think Russell Crowe got robbed. He was so great in A Beautiful Mind. Both movies were great movies yesterday. She really enjoyed Beautiful Mind too, and appreciated that I suggested we watch it. So. Oh man, that's what I got to look forward to. See, I've been watching a lot of PlayStation streams lately, guys that are focused on the PlayStation, getting tips and tricks and just information. And one of the things, and I knew this already from watching existing content creators like P-Dubs and Michael B, about how many hours they're putting into games. And I'm like, oh, I have so little time to mess with now. So it's probably going to take me a year to get through Astrobot. Yeah. Ralphie Duran says Training Day is great. Okay, I'll put that on my list to see. I do love Denzel Washington. Great actor. One of the outstanding actors of our time. So I'm really, really excited to see that movie. So we will. Maybe he did earn the Oscar that year. I don't know. I'll find out when I see it. I'm a pretty good judge of who deserved the Oscar and who didn't. But right now, I'll stick by my Russell Crowe got screwed. He was in great company that year, I think. I don't remember the rest of the people that were up for Oscars that year, but okay. So the other thing I've been doing, and I'll pull this up. Share window. All right, y'all know I did the big shuffle last weekend. Moved my miniature scale shelves upstairs to my home office. But you can see all the wall space I have open here. Now, what I envision is I'm going to put a neon sign like right here above the Defender. But the rest of the wall, I'm going to put canvas prints of some of my favorite racing photos, and so what I did last week, I spent a lot of time going through all my digital photos and organizing them into folders, better organizing them so I can find them. Still not done with that. I still have a lot more to do. But guys, I've taken a lot of racing pictures. I don't know if I've shared my Flickr page before. The ID over there is RaceFan71. So if you're familiar with Flickr, check that out. But I've taken a lot of racing pictures going back to the early 2000s, actually going back into the 1990s, based on what I found yesterday or within the last week, just organizing all of this stuff. But I'm going to go through my photos and pick out 6 to 8 of my favorite pictures. First of all, I'm just going to go through and find my favorites and dump them in a folder. Okay, then I'm going to go through that folder and then I'm going to try to narrow it down to like 6 to 8, because obviously I'm not going to buy a whole ton of canvases to put on this wall, but and it's going to be NASCAR and IndyCar photos. So one's like this might be my NASCAR side right here, and this might be my IndyCar side. So I'll probably pick 4 favorite IndyCar photos and 4 favorite NASCAR photos. Believe it or not, my analysis of my racing photos has basically informed me that I take better pictures of Indy cars than I do of NASCAR stock cars. I don't know why that is. I have the same equipment. It's just very weird. Oh, somebody brings up a good point. Danny, like I said in my reply to you when you commented on my video or my community post, I don't want to rely on whether or not they're going to be there. And plus, the sale is going to end eventually at Numbskull. So I wanted to take advantage of that deal. So the order is going to remain in place. If I go next weekend, well, actually, you're going to ship before the end of next week anyway. So it is what it is. I have no regrets about buying them from Numbskull. Now you can razz me all you want next weekend at the show if you see them. I'll take my lumps. Stock Jock asks if I remember the name of the monitor. I don't. I'll have to find some posts about that in the GRS group on Facebook. I know Glenn posted about it, and he may have even done a video on that monitor. So I'll have to go back and look. See you later, Ralphie. Thanks for stopping by. Well, I want to be able to play these. So maybe this is what I'm using for now, but I'd rather have room for artwork up here because I've wanted to showcase some of my photos for a while. And if I get taller shelves, then I lose this space where I can showcase some of my racing photos. So thank you, Ted. I knew you'd understand. Yeah, I'd rather have them than take a chance about whether and then canceling my order and taking a chance that they'd be at the Midwest Gaming Classic because you don't know. You don't know. Ah, there we go. Okay. I don't know if that was recommended for Battlezone or not. I got to go back. I know I think Glenn did a video on it. I'm going to write this down before I forget it. Of course, I don't have a pen here. Are you kidding me? Oh, there it is. So wave share, 4-inch HDMI capacitive touch IPS LCD display. Thank you, Stock Jock. Appreciate it. All right. So yeah, so that's what I did a lot this week was organizing photos to try and narrow down my favorite racing photos. And what I also discovered is I had some of my brother's photo sets too, and they took some cool photos, especially my brother who passed away over a year ago. Both of them got me into it, but he taught me a lot. And so maybe I'll showcase one of his photos too. So we'll see. All right. Thanks, Doc Jock. Appreciate you. Yeah, I got the arcade book as well. I don't have Bubble Bobble. I never played that game. All right, let's stop sharing here. Go back. What else do I have to show you before we dive into my replacement task here? Put that back there. Go back, bring up my folder. Okay, so we talked about WrestleFest. I don't know what kind of sale Sam's Club is running right now. I know I looked on the app, it's back up to its normal price, $6.50, but I don't know what it is in store. So I thought when I go get my pizza today, I'd go pop in and see what they had it for. If it's still $100 off in store at $5.49, I'll probably just bulk and wait to see if they do a fire sale eventually. If that happens, I'm definitely probably going to pick it up. And here's why. I'm going to show you. You guys, some of you might have seen this on Facebook, what I'm about to show you. Oh, I didn't download the other photo. Oh, yes, I did. We'll start with that photo. All right, so this is in the Basic Fun Facebook group. Share window, boom, boom. You guys probably saw this post from Harley Kierkegaard. I don't know how you pronounce that name. But here is a WrestleFest Supreme cabinet modded into a Cowboys of Moo Mesa cabinet. So I saw this morning and I thought, that's freaking cool. So shout out to Harley for sharing this out there. He's actually a moderator in the Basic Fun group. And he also gives a shout out to Jay Gendolf. I believe that's Game Time Graphics. I'm probably getting that wrong. I'm sorry, Jay. But my thoughts are getting one of these cabinets and turning it into a Moon Patrol cabinet. I have always wanted a Moon Patrol cabinet. So let's take a look at better photos there. There's a better view. Great artwork here. I've never played Cowboys of Moon Mesa, so I don't know if the artwork is spot on or not. Another view. He's got the marquee here changed out. And on the next photo, you'll also see he's got the control panel artwork changed out as well. Didn't do any button modifications from what I can tell. So, but it's just a beautiful cabinet. Even put a Cowboys logo down here on the bottom of the kick plate. So it's just a beautiful looking cabinet and a great mod. So, if you guys want to check it out, check Jay out. Let me see if I can find that post, the original post, and I'll get it correct. Search Facebook, basic fun. There it is. It's the first post in the group. So let's go to Jay Gundolf's page. Game room graphics. That's it. See if I can find his webpage. So here we go. Here is let's change out the sharing here and go to the web page. So here is Game Room Graphics webpage, and it's just Game Room Graphics with an X.com. And here's his Arcade 1-Up graphic kits page. $187, including FedEx shipping. So he's got already several examples. And obviously he did the prints for the WrestleFest Supreme. So these look more like deluxe or risered cabinets. Sonic the Hedgehog, Nintendo, Mario Brothers, WrestleFest. That's actually a pretty cool looking artwork package. If you could do that for the WrestleFest, that might be a suitable replacement for what's on the cabinet. Legends of Zelda, Mandalorian, Legends of Zelda, Simpsons, Mortal Kombat. That's pretty cool. And Goonies, a movie I haven't seen. So check them out. Again, GameRoomGraphics.com. Other kits here that I'm kind of scrolling through. Got a Punisher kit. I'm sure you can message him if you have a Supreme cabinet and want to change these artwork packages. Ready Player One. That was a great movie. I enjoyed that movie. Friday the 13th. Street Fighter. Taylor Swift. Are you kidding me? I suppose. I mean, there's probably somebody out there that wants a Taylor Swift. Turtles. So some cool artwork out here. Check them out. All right, stop. Now, what do we have on tap for today? I've already talked for 40 minutes. Let me catch up on the chat. Yeah. Connell is here. Good morning, sir. Well, I said I wasn't getting WrestleFest. I'm getting WrestleFest because I want the cabinet, not because I want the game. There's a difference. Yeah, I'm not happy about paying $549 for a cabinet, but I thought I'd stop in, see what kind of stock they had, and number two, see if they're offering a floor deal that nobody knows about. Wholeheartedly agree. I've always wanted a Moon Patrol cabinet. You can't see it, but actually you can see it over this shoulder right here in the back. I always have Moon Patrol running on my Raspberry Pi X-Arcade build. So, because I love playing that game. Well, it would play other things other than Moon Patrol. I'm not this person that demands to have one joystick on a one joystick game. Mike of all trades is here. Everybody say hi to Moat. Welcome, Moat. Well, let's see. All right, so we're caught up generally. All right, guys. So what do we have on tap here? Bring up my multicam view again. All right, as you can see, I'm set up for a GRS Build-A-Cade build. And as you know, I was intending to do the Battlezone build, but I halted on that because I didn't have the proper control panel. But I kind of said to myself, I think I have an artwork package from Joe Szabo that I haven't used yet. So, and then I double checked to make sure I had the proper control panel for it, and I do. So what we're gonna do, I got the artwork right here. What we're gonna do, let me pull myself back up here again. Today we're gonna build Star Trek. I've always wanted a Star Trek cabinet. And so we've got the two sides for the cabinet. Then Joe Szabo's packages these up nice and neat. So I've got the marquee reverse printed, and I've got the bezel, the control panel. I realize I'm not focusing in too well there. And the kick plate or coin door artwork. So we're going to do a Star Trek today. That's what we're going to do. First, I'm going to drink. It's all about who has nostalgia for what. I'm looking at you, Danny. Don't criticize somebody's choices because you don't think it's right. I have a lot of love and nostalgia for Star Trek. Okay, let's mic up here. All right, let's switch. Here's my soundboard. Son of a gun. I did not have my audio keyed in. Have you guys been able to hear me at all throughout all this? I just noticed on my soundboard, I did not have my sound enabled. Have you guys been able to hear me the entire show? That's curious. Let me know in the chat. I'm kind of, nobody let me know that they couldn't hear me. So, okay. Because my soundboard was muted. That's bizarre. All right, well, let's change. Apologies if my audio was stupid. All right. Change the mic source. Plus mic. There we go. Testing 1, 2, 3. All right. Hopefully I'm okay. Get rid of that mic. Yeah, I don't know why. Again, flustered at the start, not checking all my boxes. I didn't even, I wanted to move a camera. I didn't even check. Well, who cares? I'll just do the cell phone view. Yeah. All right. I need my glasses for this evolution as well. Israel Gaming is here. Welcome. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. I'm going to turn on these lights just to give a little bit more light. All right. I hope I have everything I need here. Let me fire up my tablet here so I can see the chat while I'm working here. YouTube. There we go. Let's see if I can stand this up so I can actually see. Okay, so we've got our standard GRS Build-A-Cade kit. We've got a Raspberry Pi 3B Plus. I've got my SD card, which I wasn't able to set it to load Star Trek. So we're gonna have to do that at the end as well. Got my toolkits, got my artwork, got a power brick. I did take this out of this box already, so I have my GRS Build-A-Cade, the spinner. It shows a steering wheel on there, but it's the spinner. So I've got my proper controls. We'll set this aside. And let's get to building, eh? So this will be an unboxing as well. And I gotta say, these GRS Build-A-Cades, last time I looked on the website, they had a few still available for sale. His website, I think, has been stuck on 188 left. So and he still has that coupon code. I believe it's BF20. And I used it this morning when I bought another one of those control panel kits. So you open up the Build-A-Cade box. Let me aim this up a little bit. Sure. You got like 4 layers in this box. Got your instruction manual, which we'll use because I haven't done one of these in a while. We've got the side panel with the prepackaged artwork, which we're not going to use, so we set that aside. We've got the existing vertical monitor, which kind of sucks for Star Trek, but it's okay. I'll deal with it. Eventually, hopefully, Glenn comes out with a horizontal monitor kit that we can replace these. So I'll eventually jump on that. But for now, I'm just going to put in the vertical. Well, let's see. The GRS Build-A-Cade now, if you buy it for 20% off, is like $80. And the artwork is generally anywhere from 30 to 60, depending on who you get it from. Szabo's, I think, is a little bit more expensive. If you go with, I forget who I used to. I forget. So anywhere from 30 to 60 bucks for the artwork. The Raspberry Pi is, as we all know, because of the memory shortages, the prices on those have gone up. They're around 50 bucks off Amazon now. I happen to have a back stock a little bit, so if you drive to Micro Center in northern Chicago, you can get them for like 39 bucks. And, you know, I get power cables for them, which are, you can get a 3-pack for like 10 bucks off Amazon. So I get the power kit. Then you got the SD card. So that's what, 20 bucks? I forget how much SD cards. I only get 32 gig SD cards. So, and I have a pre-built image that I just flash onto those SD cards. So the GRS Build-A-Cade comes with its own SD card. You can use that if you want. I don't. I use SanDisk. Those just go into my spare part kit. Here is the LED marquee for the marquee. I'm just checking the chat, making sure I'm not missing any questions. All right. So that's layer 1. Layer 2 has more artwork, the control panel, marquee, and bezel artwork. We're not going to use that. And then the other side of the cabinet art, which we won't use. Here's the other cabinet piece. Here's a monitor bracket. Wiring harness. We have our ribbon cable for the, this is the SD card extension cable that goes from the Pi to the back of the Build-A-Cade. That was layer 2. And you can see this is really packed nice. So I realize I don't have the, if I had the camera higher, you could see it better, but our parts package. This is our parts package. DSI ribbon cable. This is what connects the Pi to the monitor. You have to be very careful with this cable. It's very fragile. So just be careful with it. We have our marquee bracket pieces, 2 bracket pieces. The stock control panel, which we're not going to use. This is just going to get stored for later use if needed. We have the coin door. Boy, my sump is really going off. The ground must be really saturated from all the rain we've got. I've never really heard that thing go off in the 10 years I've lived here, I swear. This is our bezel that goes over the monitor. We got our another parts package with the feet for the cabinet and the joystick covers and ball tops. This is the bracket that holds the battery in the base. You can pretty much identify these parts. All right, so here's the back panel. And it has a board attached to it. And here's the back side. You've got your HDMI port, your 2 USB ports, your on-off switch, your power cord USB-C, and you've got a joystick and 2 buttons back here on the back in case The case that you would use this joystick that I can immediately point out is the centipede cabinet, because that's a trackball cabinet. It has no joystick. So if you need to navigate menus on that centipede cabinet, you can come back here and use this joystick. Volume control, a reset button, and up here is your your external SD card port, which is the SD card extension cable goes right here. All right, that's layer 3. Got cables, USB extension cables, sound cables. Got your HDMI extension cable right here. This would be the coin door plate. Actually, that's the way it goes. Here's your base. This is where the battery is going to go, and here is the battery. This is your lithium battery. So it'll sit right here. This is your bezel cover. It's covered with protective plastic. That's why it's blue in color. So and then we got a few different sub layers here. This is a brace piece that goes in the middle of the cabinet. Kind of one of the last things to do. This is your marquee plate. And here is the top, the infamous top that Stock Jock laughs that I get frustrated trying to get into place all the time. I've gotten better at it, actually, so not as much frustration. So that's the 4th layer, and that's the last layer as the box is empty. So we'll set the box aside and proceed with the artwork application. All right. Artwork. We'll get to the manual in a second. I'm going to get my water. I need to drink something. My nice little 32-ounce cup, a constant companion with me at the gym, at work. Oh, don't clip the marquee. So this is going to be a direct replacement for the stock marquee. Because obviously you've got the reverse printed marquee. You don't want to just slide it in there, because you're not going to get the full light. So this will be a direct replacement for this. Won't be using that piece. All right. Just getting the artwork out of the bags. This is the bezel. Again, it's got a protective film on it, so the artwork's not really going to pop until we get it out of the protective covering. Okay, here we have our control panel art. It actually has you know, words describing which button goes where. Like there's a warp button, photons, thrust, and fire. So the thrust will be the middle button. And then we have our spinner here for aiming the ship. So here's our, I would call this the J panel on the Arcade 1-Up, I think. And then we've got the coin door. The nice thing about Joe Szabo's artwork is it's acrylic, I think is the proper term. So it's a harder substance than to work with. And the other, Escape Pod, I think, is the other company that I use for artwork. And he's great, and he does great work, but it's vinyl. It's just vinyl covering. So it's a little bit trickier to work with. These Joe Szabo's artwork packages are just super simple. So this would be the coin door artwork. Oh, Dre got, that's cool. So you got a modded T2. You guys can see mine right on camera there, right here. That's my T2, modded T2 into Space Invaders. I will love that cabinet forever. I mean, that's never getting sold. So, all right. Oh, we didn't take out the side panel art. There we go. So again, beautiful artwork. It has protective film. Just be aware of that. So you're going to have to lift that off when you're done. Excuse me. I don't know why I'm burping. I haven't eaten. And I'm just drinking water. All right, so let's begin the artwork application. Now, like I said, this is acrylic. So very easy to put on. I do a pre-lineup just to see how it's going to fit together. And it looks pretty perfect. So in this case, whereas I would do the blue plumber's tape or painting tape to half and half the vinyl art, here I can just pull the piece off and apply it. And I like to stand up for these just to make sure I'm getting it correct. Looks good. Oh, it's a little off on the bottom, but that's okay. I wonder if I can risk it. I think I did this once before where I had to remove it. Oh. Maybe if I stare at it. Yeah, that's better. Right there. You'll go do that once or twice and get away with it before you start ruining the adhesive. So I don't recommend you do that. Only in a pinch if you misalign it. All right, so there's a protective piece of film on this. And I have no fingernails, so we'll try and get it off as best we can. There we go. Oh my God, is this gorgeous? Oh my God. I'm screwing up. Oh, guys. Joe Szabo does some amazing work. Guys, wait till I hold this up. Look at that. Guys, that artwork is freaking amazing. Especially up here when you got the nebula. It's, oh, I can't say enough about this artwork. It's just freaking gorgeous. Yeah, Escape Pod is what I use as my backup artwork. If Joe Szabo can get it to me quick, if you order from Joe Szabo's, is it eBay or is it his Etsy page? One of the two. I don't remember which. That stock is already on hand. So if you order, if depend, he has a limited stock on those storefronts. I'm probably thinking it's Etsy. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. But I got the Star Trek and the X-Men. Was it X-Men? No, it wasn't X-Men. Star Trek. What was the last artwork that I did previous with him? I don't remember. But it was already prepared. If you order directly off his website, it takes longer to get here. But if you order off that storefront, I believe it's on Etsy, it comes a lot quicker. Again, limited stock. All right, let's do the other side now. I'll try to be a little bit more careful in the application here. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. I mean, you guys could chill in your chairs, just watching, I don't know, movies, go to church maybe. Wouldn't that be a thing? Go to church. I'm going to do the same thing I did with the other one and just line it up on the curved edge. Perfect. Good, 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 good. Like I said, Stock Jock, I live 45 minutes away from where the MGC is. So you guys are more than welcome to drive out here, but it's a trip. Now, I don't know if some of you are going to hit up the Garcade in Menominee Falls. That's halfway to my house. So if you're going to the Garcade at some point and then you want to just make a jaunt out and visit, more than welcome, but just know it's a drive. All right, there's the other side. Pretty much a reverse duplicate of the other. See if I can get the glare out. There we go. That's just gorgeous. This is going to be a gorgeous cabinet. Oh. All right, other artwork pieces. I always forget which is the top. I believe this is the top, but I got to look in the manual just to make sure. Looks like that is, yeah. Yep. Okay. So this is the top. Hmm. It's just weird. I don't think that's a That's got to be how. This doesn't look like a sticker. Actually, Stock Shock Waukesha is closer to me. It's still a little bit of a drive, but it's closer. Where are you staying at? Well, I don't know if you want to say that, but you can message it to me. I don't think this is an adhesive backing. I think this is meant to just slide in, but okay, it's the same size. I don't know if I've ever seen that come from Joe. That's not an adhesive backing. This is meant to go over or as a direct replacement for this piece right here. I'll bet that's what it is. All right, so we'll wait to peel the protective film off of this, because if you look, it's the same size. I don't think I've ever seen that before from Joe Szabo's artwork. All right. I'm not going to spend more time on that. Set that piece aside. The Marriott in Waukesha. I'll have to look that up later. I don't know where that is directly. All right, so I don't need to put artwork on this piece. All right. This is an adhesive piece, so we need the all right. And the nice thing about this is it's not vinyl, it's acrylic, so it should fit quite nicely. And this has protective film as well, so we'll slide that off. Ooh. I'll show it after I get the other artwork. Now here's what I don't know, the orientation of this. What's it supposed to be? It's supposed to be like this. It's supposed to be like this. I have to look at Joe Szabo's website because I'm not sure what the orientation is supposed to be on that piece. Let's pull up a web page and go look. It's GRS Build-A-Cade artwork. We'll find Star Trek. Okay, so it's supposed to be an extension of the control panel. All right, so let me get the control panel out. So if we look at the control panel, that's how it's supposed to look. Hold it up better. So the J panel piece will be aligned this way. So BMCA's here. Welcome, sir. No, I'm not big into arts and crafts, but I like building technical things. Tricky because you want to get this centered. Peel off the protective film. I don't have any links for Joe Szabo's. All right, there we go. There's the completed piece. So you got your coin door area here. And this is the J panel. The control, this will just be a continuation of the art on the control panel. So. Oh, okay. I think I know where that hotel is. Stock Jock. I might have stayed there once. So if it's the one I'm thinking of, you're near a highway that you could take directly into my neck of the woods. So, all right. Oh, one more artwork piece because the marquee is just going to be a direct replacement like the other piece. And that's the control panel. We need to get our control panel out, which is still in the box. I just ripped it open because these are difficult boxes to get the stuff out. If you've ever bought an extra control panel from Joe's or from GRS, you know. Comes with a, what do you call it, Allen wrench for whatever reason. So this is the spinner control panel. It does come with a steering wheel that you could actually make it a steering wheel cab if you want, which I haven't done yet. So this is existing artwork, which we're not going to use for the cab for the control panel. And then it comes with a cable as well. So there's a USB adapter. So one of the, so you're going to have to plug this into a USB port. So it's a little bit different build with this spinner control panel. I don't think I've used one of these yet. I'm trying to think. I don't think I have a spinner. Yeah, I don't actually. It's the first time I've used this one. So it comes with a extra USB. I believe this is for the spinner. All right. So we need to put the artwork on. Okay. All right. We're just going to get it lined up, centered over the buttons. Go. Got protective film on there. Beautiful control panel. There you go. As you can see, it's got the wording on it. So got warp. You got your player one start. You got warp, photon, thrust, and fire button. Pretty cool stuff. Oh man, so thirsty. All right, we're ready to begin the build now. Let's get to building. What did I do with the instruction? Right here in front of my face. All right, assembly. Step one is complete. We unpacked all the parts and confirmed each with the parts list. No, I did not confirm. I trust Glenn. I trust GRS. All right, optional. We've applied the artwork. That's step two. We've done that. And removed the protective film and all that. All right, step three, apply the rubber feet. That's in this little baggie right here. I don't know if I don't know where the guys are staying from Arcades Anonymous. If it's out in that same general area, if you guys are doing a show from there, but if you're doing a show like Saturday night or something, a live stream or something, you know, that's close enough to me that I can stop down and pop in and visit. You guys can message me about it, what you're doing, and see if it works. All right, so we've got our 4 rubber feet here. It's just 3M adhesive backing. So kind of peel that off and put them in place. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I try to be as perfect as I can with it. Just making sure camera angle is still good. I'm thinking about putting a second streaming setup in my home office upstairs so I can do some streams from there. That requires spending money on microphone and camera and lighting and all that such. But that's kind of a back burner thing for me right now with the artwork that the photos that I want to hang. That's a priority for me right now. All right, so the rubber feet are in. That's number 3. Number 4, step 4 is to put the battery in. All right, so we've got our battery. The nice thing about these Glenn's plastic pieces or GRS plastic pieces is that it's labeled K1 and it has an arrow. The arrow is the front. So you know where the front of the cabinet's going to be. So what the instructions are telling you is with the wire at the rear right. Well, it would actually be the left. It depends on what way you're looking at it. So it'd be rear right if you're looking at it from the front. So you want to get that in and have the wire there. And then we need our bracket here, which is part number K2. And now we're going to start digging into parts. So let's break out all of our parts. Got numerous miniature bags. What we need is 2 M3 by 8mm self-tapping screws. Now, the nice thing about Glenn is he labels them with a code. So we're looking for bag S6, the bag labeled S6. So that was S3 that I just had. This is S5. Here is S6. Self-tapping screws. There's 2 of them. And I need my screwdrivers. Got my handy dandy little miniature screwdriver kit. There's 2 screwdrivers that I use. I believe those are the 2. Set that aside. We'll find out here in a second if I got the wrong one. Yes, I did. Son of a biscuit. Well, it's been a while since I built one of these things. Mike Hockhurts is here. Welcome. So is Nicholas Woodall. Welcome, sir. Welcome aboard. Appreciate all the new folks that drop in now and then. All right. Thank you, sir, for the comment. I pride myself in my arcade. It's a nice little space to come to. What I still need to do though is put 80s music in here. I do have a playlist because I built one for arcade. What's it called in VR? Arcade Time Capsule. I built an 80s on the MetaQuest. And by the way, I've not done any MetaQuest in a week since I bought the PlayStation. Actually, 2 weeks, because I bought the PlayStation and been monkeying around with that. I find that as a gamer or a newbie gamer, it's really hard to find time to sit down, because I spent a lot of time with the gal yesterday. Saturdays are our day to hang out. So we hung out. Didn't have much time to game yesterday. But yeah, so I do have an 80s playlist. All right, so that was step 4, getting the battery in place. And now we're going to start working with the screen. We can set this aside. Place a clean, soft cloth. We already did that. I've got my cloth here. Remove the protective film from the screen and set face down with the DSI connector on top. So here's the monitor kit. Now again, for Star Trek and even for Battlezone, a vertical monitor is kind of a bad choice, but we don't have it. Well, we do have an option now, but I'm not sure how to go about getting that monitor, the 4-inch monitor that Glenn has discussed in his videos. So for now, I'm just going to work with the vertical monitor that's available in the kit. So we strip the protective cover off the monitor. We'll place it flat down with the DSI connector at the top. All right. Okay, now we need to attach the screen mount. Is it this piece? No. Yes. So we need to attach the screen mount piece, F2, with 4 M2.5 by 5 millimeter screws. That's in packet F3. The part number is on the left side. So here's the part number, F2. That's how we have to put it. And now we need our S3 screws. There's 4 of them. So bring these screws in, just attaching the monitor to the bracket. This is step 5, by the way. All right, so the monitor is attached. Step 6, with the overhang at the top. Okay, now we're going to work with this monitor piece. So with the overhang at the top, secure the screen bezel to the screen mount F2 using 4 2.3 by 6 millimeter screws, S4. So we need the screws in bag S4. So this piece slides right. So here's the monitor. And of course, this is the top with the DSI connectors. So, and this is the top part of the bezel piece. So we're just going to stick them together, lay it flat, and then we're going to need those 4 S4 screws. Where's my S4 baggie? Oh, no. Are you kidding me? Not to worry, I have spare parts, but I don't know where the S bag labeled S4 went. Oh, it's right here in front of my face. Oh, stock truck. That sounds cool. I would love to see pictures when you do that. Like, I'm sure you're going to print a prototype and test it out. Send me a picture of that. I'd love to see it. All right, so here's our S4 screws. They're real tiny. This seems a little small for this hole, but we'll see. I guess not. These screws seem a little different than, because I'm using the same screwdriver that I've used in the past. Okay. All right, so our monitor is now connected to the bezel. That was step 6. Now we're going to do the standoffs. Now here's our standoff holes right here. So we need our standoffs. That's these gold things. There's 2 sizes. There's a 10 millimeter and a 20 millimeter. We're going to be working with the 10 millimeters. So those are the shorter ones. And you can just hand tighten them. You don't need to get pliers out and tighten them really tight. Just hand tighten them in there. All right. That was step 7. Step 8 is now the DSI connector. This is where you have to start being really careful. Now, the documentation talks about the blue side. When you look at the DSI ribbon cable, it's actually, in my eyes, it's black, and I'm not colorblind. So I'm sure at one time it probably was blue. But again, be very careful with this cable. And it doesn't matter which side you go with. So now the thing that we have to do, I'm going to do a close-up of, so this is your DSI ribbon cable holder here. The thing you got to be very careful of is you got to open up this port. So you need to pull up on both sides of this black piece. You got to be very careful there, okay? Because I've broken these pieces because I thought it had to go to the side, broke it off, had to ask Glenn for another monitor, and he was very gracious. So just pull it up gently a little bit. That opens it up. So we're gonna, so insert the DSI ribbon cable with the blue side facing towards the top. I mean, you guys can be the judge. What color does that look like to you? That's black. So we're just going to stick that to the top. You shove it all, I mean, and don't shove, just gently push it in all the way till it hits the bottom. And then you press down on both sides of the black latch. And I always test this by pulling up on the cable a little bit. If it pulls the monitor up, you're good. You've got it secured. All right, that was step 8. Step 9, insert the micro SD card extension cable into the Raspberry Pi. So now we're going to start working with the Raspberry Pi. So let's get the Pi out. It's typical Raspberry Pi box, Raspberry Pi 3B. This particular one, I don't know where it came from. There's the Raspberry Pi 3B Plus. So what that has is, I'll show you the ports. It's got 4 USB ports. It's got an Ethernet port, which you're not going to use. It's got an audio port, a USB, or this is your HDMI port, power port, USB-C. Another DSI, this is where the DSI cable is going to be connected from the monitor. And then you've got your pin, CPIO pin port here, which is where the ribbon cable, or not the ribbon cable, your cable harness is going to connect to. So that's, you got actually 2 DSI ports, but this is the one you're going to use. This one, I don't know. Oh, this is for the camera. So if you use this in another Pi project, like if you have a camera attached, you would connect it to that port. All right, Raspberry Pi. I don't need the documentation. All right, so we're going to attach the DSI ribbon cable. We'll do that after we attach the board. So we're going to need these 4 standoffs, the 20mm standoffs, to actually attach the board to the monitor assembly, because it just attaches to the back. So your ports are going to be on the downside, on the bottom side of the piece. And just hand tighten it. You don't need to go overly tight with it. And that secures the Pi to the monitor assembly. Got awfully quiet in here. My furnace isn't running, or no, my dehumidifier isn't running. All right. Okay, now we need to attach the other end of this cable to the Raspberry Pi DSI port. But there's a thin, I don't know if you can see it. There's a thin stretch of tape across here that you need to remove first before you pull up on both sides of the black. That tape is holding it down. So we're going to get that off of there. And then we're going to gently lift on both sides of the black piece on the DSI port. And then we're just going to curve this cable. Again, the black side is going to be facing the top. And you just slide it in there all the way. I may have crimped the cable a little bit there. Hopefully it's all right. Make sure that's up all the way. These, like I said, these cables are very finicky. And then push down on both sides of the black, secure. And now it's connected. Now, if you lift up gently, Glenn says not to do this in his documentation, but I do it just to make sure that both sides are connected and secure. Oh, shoot. We got ahead of ourselves. Sorry, guys. I'm going to undo what I just did. We're supposed to put the DSI ribbon, or the SD card extension cable in first. All right, let's undo that and get the SD card extension cable, which is this guy. Chat seems stopped. I don't see anybody saying anything. All right, so here's the DSI ribbon cable. You also got to be careful with this. I've broken one of these as well. Okay, so where you're going to slide this in, you're going to slide it into the, on the underside of the Raspberry Pi board is the SD card slot. So you need to slide it in there. And I think I have it on the wrong side. Just be very careful of that cable. Oh, maybe I had it right the first time. I don't know why this is so tricky right now. I probably should have stuck it in before I attached the board. Yeah, that's it. All right, so we've attached the SD card extension. Now what you have to do is you have to get creative and kind of bend this over to the side while you attach the DSI ribbon cable. There we go. DSI's in, push down on both sides, and we're good. Yep. Okay, that was steps 10 and that was step 9 and 10, actually. All right, so step 11, we start attaching all the cables. All right, that's this bag and this piece. There's one cable that we're not going to use, and that's for a Raspberry Pi 4, the Raspberry Pi 4 power cable. We don't need that. So that would be this cable right here. This is your Raspberry Pi 4 power cable. So that, actually, we can put that back in the bag. It's not going to be used. Spare part. All right, so we're attaching, okay, first of all, where's power? This is power. So power is going to go into that port, and you have to put the right angled side of the, obviously this isn't going to go, but if they have the similar ends, then you got to be careful. We need the HDMI cable with the right angle bracket. We're basically populating the Raspberry Pi ports. And then we need the audio cable, which again, here's where you run into a problem. So both sides are the same, but you want to use the right angled side on the Raspberry Pi side. All right. Just so it can fit into the case. Because obviously if you use this end, this cable is going to be sticking out. I did that once. Okay, that was step 11. Step 12, we need to attach the wiring harness. Excuse me. Welcome, MT Ski Bammer. Good to see you. And yeah, those 4-panel kits are really cool. I still haven't used many of the ones that I have, and I have 2 kits already on hand, and I already used the twin sticks twice. So I was out of twin sticks for the Battlezone build, and kind of bummed, but it is what it is. So here's our wiring harness. So it tells you, so here's the CPIO port. It tells you that pin 40 is on this side. So what the documentation wants you to do, pin 40 is at the bottom right. Pin 40 is actually by the USB ports. So that's how you want to connect the cable. with pin 40 down here on this end. All right, so the harness is in, and this starting to look like a Frankenstein monster, right? I mean, we're coming together. That was step 12. All right, now we're going to start making it look like a cabinet, right? So step 13 is to find side A, which is this side. All right. Lay it down flat, and then put the monitor assembly in. So again, our top is the one with the lip here. And there's cutouts here on the side panel where this should just slot right into place, right? Like right there. All right. Sure you guys can see that really good. Too far down. That's step 13. Step 14, marquee. All right, here we go. We got our marquee brackets right here. So you got to look for the side with the lip for the marquee to hold the marquee into place. Make sure I got it oriented correctly, because you got to orient it so that the lip that the marquee slides into is on the outside. All right, so I've got both sides there. Now we need the marquee. Now we're going to use the Joe Szabo's marquee. I didn't lose it. Here it is. Now, again, reverse printed acrylic. So we're going to strip off the protective film first. I do need to go back and update the title and description of this string. Make sure you get all of the blue protective film, because it can kind of stick to the sides. Like it is now. Trying to be as gentle with it as I can. It's still sticking. I got some on the side. There. Come on, get off there. Just one little piece. There we go. Here's the marquee, folks. Oh, there we go. I try and tilt it a little bit so you guys can see that it is acrylic. It's a direct replacement for this piece. We're not going to use this piece from the kit. So it slides right in there. There we go. Stock Chuck likes me to fail on that top piece. Well, I learned my lesson on that. I follow the directions now instead of doing what I thought made sense, because it makes it harder to put that top piece in. So we did the marquee. That was step 14. Step 15 is to plug the 14-pin connector from the wiring harness into the control panel, and then set the control panel into place. So here we have our Star Trek spinner control panel. All right. And we need to find the 14 port on our wiring harness, which is this guy right here, I believe. Mesh of wires in the back. And that plugs into the 14-port on the control panel. Now, we have to do an extra step here that's not in the documentation. I don't think there was any documentation that came with it. No. So this obviously goes into this port here, which I believe controls the spinner. And then this will go into one of the available USB ports. It's a short cable, so, and the USB ports are right next to it, but we're going to slot the control panel in. Right there. And then we're just going to curve the USB cable in to place on the Pi, like so. So I'll twist this to show you. So here's the back side, the underside of the, can't see my fat fingers in the way. So here's the USB cable, and we're just running it to the back of the Pi right here. I don't know how well you can see that, but, and then the wiring harness 14 port is right here. All right. Oh, it has an optional control panel section in the manual. Just going to confirm. Yeah. There's a whole section in the back of the manual on optional control panels. And it discusses layout. There's a special note on if the spinner or trackball do not respond and you have another mouse device attached, apply spinner trackball fix in the options menu. We'll see. All right, but there is a section in the back about alternate control panels. All right, so that was step 15. Now step 16 is to put the coin door front into position. So we'll do that with our beautiful artwork, beautiful control panel. The cabinet's already looking beautiful. Okay, now here's the tricky part. We suspect that this piece is replaced, superseded by the one provided by Joe Szabo. So here's that piece. It has a hard plastic in the Mac. What I need to do is peel off the protective film. I believe it's only on the one side. Doesn't look like there's any protective film on the back. There we go. There's the bezel. So again, this piece is replacing this piece, which is your hard cover here. This is a little bit thinner than this, but still a suitable replacement. So we're going to drop that into place. Okay. All right, so that was step 17, putting the bezel into place. And now we're going to put the right side on top of all this. So here we go. Here's the right side of the cabinet. I usually start up by the marquee, slot that into place. Come on, baby. Make sure the bezel is properly seated. Looking good. All right. Here's Stock Jock's favorite part. So this was step 18 we just did, putting the right side, making sure all the parts are connected. Now we got to put the top on. Before, what I used to do is I used to put it made more sense for me to put the bottom in because that went in the easiest. But the problem is it makes it harder to align the top in. So the top has an arrow that indicates the front of the cabinet. So you have to slide it in that way. Here we go, Stock Jock. I'll laugh if this goes right in. So here's the problem I have. Is it won't go all the way in. You got to work it in. Yeah, and the cussing might start. You can get one side in and then the other side won't. And then if you switch, it's the same thing in reverse. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Help me out here. Now, see, now I'm loose here. Hang on. There we go. Now I'm seated again. I didn't have the side completely on. I don't know why I struggle with this. You know what? I need some light, even though I got plenty of light. I need focused light. Come on, baby. See, the rest of the cabinet pops apart. That's why I always put the bottom in first, because I needed some stability. Oh. Okay. Still working. There we go. There it is. Boom. Boom, there it is. No cussing required. Ski Bammer, that'd be a really entertaining video, I think. Maybe Stock Jock and I could do that one time. He builds one, I build one. All right, so the top is in. Thank God. It didn't take too much. That was step 19. It's a beautiful looking cabinet so far. Yeah. A little bit of dust on that bottom piece. All right, so now we're going to put the bottom in. Again, with the arrow facing the front. That went right in. Step 20, put the bottom in. All right, now we're on step 21. We can actually stand the cabinet up now for the first time. Oh, hang on a second. I don't like the way this battery is loose in here. This should be secured. Apparently I didn't tighten that enough. Problem is I'm starting to strip the see if I got a better screwdriver for that. Oh, I got my biggest one. My ratchet screwdriver is elsewhere. I need a bigger screwdriver. Hang on, folks. I check my part storage. Yeah, that'll work. I found a bigger screwdriver. Yeah, now that battery's not moving. Okay. There we go. Now we can stand this up for the first time, or second time. So she's a beaut, Clark. I mean, look at that artwork. I mean, we're not fully together yet. Let me put the camera up a little bit. But that is just gorgeous artwork, man. This is going to be one of my standout beautiful cabs, I think. All right. Step 21. Run the 2-pin connector from the harness. All right, so here's our harness. And the 2-pin is kind of stuck here. So here's our 2-pin right here. So we need the marquee light. So here's your marquee light plate. Here's your marquee light LEDs right here. And your 2-pin connector. But what you got to do is you got to feed the 2-pin connector wire up through this little hole and then connect it. Of course, you got to get it proper orientation. And that slides right up here to illuminate your marquee. It also serves the dual purpose of helping secure the two sides together. And there we go. So the marquee light is in place with the cable connected. That was step 21. Now we're going to get the center brace piece in. That's this piece. And again, an arrow indicating what should be towards the front. We're going to jam that in, but we got to move the wires aside. So he wants us to move all the wiring to the top of the cabinet. I'm going to lay it kind of flat. And we take the center brace piece. I don't know if this is going to work with the control panel we have, but we'll see. No, that's crimping that cable pretty bad. Let's take the cable off. So I'm disconnecting the control panel. If I can get to it. Because I can't slide this piece all the way in because it's butting up against the very end of that, the cables. I'm going to take out the USB cable as well. So we're just going to detach. Can't get any leverage in there. Can't get my finger in there to loosen up that cable. Come on, baby, get out of the hole. Oh. I don't know how I'm going to do that. This isn't in the manual, guys. He has you attach the control panel wires because I think the normal control panel is not a problem. But having those wires in place, trying to put this middle brace in is a problem. Let's see if I can show that to you better. You can see, let me tilt it up. You can see right there where the brace impacts the cable going into the joystick or the control panel. That's the problem. So we need to solve that. Maybe if I take that piece out altogether, I can better get at it. The problem is I can't really, it's awkward to get at that cable. I need a flathead screwdriver. Oh, come on. Looks like it wants to come. And now I might be breaking the damn thing. Oh, shit. I might be screwing the pooch here. Oh, boy. I am really royally screwed now. Boy. Oh, guys. There we go. The question is, did I ruin this cable? We will find out, I guess. All right, so push all your cables to the top and then put the brace in. And then go back and reconnect. Yeah, see, now I have access to the control panel. So now we need to reconnect the control panel. That was stressful. There, it's in, but if it, I don't know if it's good. We need to put the USB cable back in. This is probably going to be awkward. So make a note. If you're going to use one of the new control panels, I would leave connecting the control panel till after you put that center brace in. So I'm putting the USB back in and then putting the connector in the control panel. There, it's in. All right, that was hard. I'm not gonna lie. All right, step 22 is done. We've put that center brace in. Again, very tricky to do. So now we need the USB extension. That's this other cable. You know, you got two USB ports on the end, and then you've got this piece which goes into the back panel here shortly. So we're going to put that piece in. And what I do is I just attach it to the two lower USB ports on the Raspberry Pi. Just the simplest thing to do. Nope. Not all the way in. Come on, guys, cooperate. There we go. All right, so you can kind of see in there the USB, this USB cable is connected to the two lower USB ports. This wire's in the way. And my hand's in the way. You can kind of see there where that cable is. All right. Now we're going to do the coin door. So we need to find the wiring on the wiring harness for that. Where's the coin door? Oh yeah, that's we need to find that harness piece. Which is right here. Don't want to crimp the wires, so let's loosen that up. All right, so what I do is I feed this wire through the coin door, like so, and then I attach it to the coin door. All right, now here on the coin door, you've got an audio port. You can plug an external headphone into this, but it has this rubber cover. You have to be careful with this. You have to pull it all the way out so that this piece right here is not interfering with the seating of this this coin door assembly into the cabinet. So you have to pull it as taut as you can without breaking. I've done it before without breaking. That's why they include a spare part here in case you break it. So pull it taut so that this is butted up all the way against this side panel here, and then slide the coin door in bottom to top. I don't know why it's giving me a hard time. Should just sit right there. There we go. And if because the reason why, if this doesn't sit right, your left button here is going to stick. And guess what? It's not sticking. Awesome. When that button doesn't stick, I know I've done good. We're going to put the rubber cover back into place. There we go. Our coin door buttons are functional. That was step 25. Now we're ready for the back panel. This is where it gets a little bit tricky. So I've flipped it on the side here. And we need to get the back panel. So the first thing we're going to do is attach the ribbon cable. Again, being as gentle as you possibly can. This ribbon cable has been crimped, so I hope it's good. All right, so we need 2 S4 screws. That's these little black screws. And I like to stick the screwdriver in to the end of the screw and kind of guide the screw with my forefinger in. So that, because it's just easier. You're working with tiny screws here, folks. So you got to be as smart about it as you can. And see, I wasn't being smart. I dropped the screw in there. Yeah, see, so now I got to undo it. Undo the side I had in already and pull this out and retrieve the screw that I dropped in. Let's try that again. All right. All right, let's try this again. Hopefully we can get it in there without. There we go. All right, boom. That's probably the second most stressful part, is putting this connector in, other than the top. All right, so we've connected the micro SD card. That was step 26. Now we're going to, by the way, hi Gamer Fridge, welcome, welcome. Now we attach the HDMI cable, which is this big thick black thing here. So, of course, and you're going to do that from the outside, or you're going to attach the cable from the inside, and then you're going to use screws on the outside. So we need 2 S5 screws. Where's my S5 bag? Here's my S5 bag. This is going to get tricky. This is where it starts really getting tricky, because you're working, trying to get the cable into place. Okay, that looks like it was okay. Just to let you guys know, for as far as lunch options in the area to the convention center, if you don't want convention fare, there are a number of bars. Is it 3rd or 4th Street? I should have researched this, but it's just to the north of, it's by the arena, the Milwaukee Bucks arena. And there's a bar area, a street with a bunch of bars. It just has your typical bar fare. Yeah, there's lunch options there. All right, so the HDMI cable is attached. That was step 27. Step 28 is to plug the audio cable in. That's the regular audio cable. And I kind of work these wires as I go, untangle them as I go as best I can. Realize you guys can't see any of this. Let's see if that's any better. Yeah, that's a little better. So here we have our HDMI cable. Here's our SD card cable attached. Now we're going to plug in the audio port, the audio jack to the audio port. That's step 28. Step 29 is to plug the USB power into the USB port. Stand up here so I can, here it is. So here's our USB power cable, which is plugged, the other end's plugged into the Raspberry Pi. This end's going to go into the USB port. There we go. So that's connected. That was step 29. Oh, wait a minute. Step 29 has three things. Main wiring harness. So this little black piece right here is our main wiring harness. And that's this cable right here. So we need to kind of route that wire around And it has a notch on one side, so it only goes in one way. Oh, what way is going to be best here? Yeah, this way. So we're going to connect this cable. Oh, come on, guy. Get in the hole. I've got it on the right side. I need leverage. I don't think that's in all the way. Maybe it is. Hard to see. That's not going in anymore. I cannot see. All right, we're going to call it. We're just going to say it's in. Hopefully it is. USB extension. USB extension cables. There's this. This is your USB extension cable. And that's going to go right here. And of course, it's upside down. All right. And the last step, step 30, or no, not the last step, but so that was step 29 we just did, connecting those three things. Step 30 is to connect the main power, or make sure the main power switch is off. It is to connect the battery to the last port on the board. Again, kind of awkward. I think I'm used to working on it flipped over. There we go. So it's in. All right. Now, step 31 is to carefully tuck all of these cables in. This is where you got to make sure that you're not killing your SD card extension cable or your DSI ribbon cable. You just kind of gently tuck this all together. And then okay, why am I? Oh, I'm not in. There we go. I tell you, these tiny screws that kind of turn from the center are really, really handy. These screwdrivers. You just hold it in place while turning the center, and then it screws in the screw. Hopefully my controls work. We're almost done. Israel, thank you so much. I appreciate the kind words. Yeah, it's just chill, you know. This isn't meant to be an official instruction video. This is just me building something, you know. If you can get something out of it to help you in your builds, great. I'm happy. All right, there we go. The cabinet is together. Now, will it work? I have my SD card. Now, this is going to boot up into Miss Pac-Man. You're going to see that because that's my default image. That was my first GRS Build-A-Cade that I built. We have our power. We're going to plug it into the power port. Sorry, I'm knocking the camera around. Let's see if I got a red light on here. I do. That means the battery's charging. All right, I'm going to cut some lights here. I'm going to fire it up. It didn't explode. That's good. Speakers all the way up. A good sign. So it's going to boot up into Miss Pac-Man here. Oh, we'll fix that here in a second. Or maybe it won't. Maybe I really screwed up the, oh no, there it goes. Took a while. It sees the image. So the SD card cable isn't bad. So there we have Miss Pac-Man. All right. Now I have no joystick obviously here, so I can't test Miss Pac-Man on it. I mean, I do have the joystick on the back. Oh, coin in. I wonder if this joystick on the back will work. Yeah. So I can use the joystick on the back to play Miss Pac-Man, or I can attach a USB controller to it. Yeah, so we'll go back to the menu here. So what I need to do is I need to find the IP address on this thing. So we need to go to options. No, quit. Oh, I guess we didn't need options. Sound setting, UI setting, other settings. I forget where the network. Oh, why am I not remembering this? Where is network settings? Scraper, sound settings, UI settings, other settings, and quit. Oh, God. Guys, it's been a while since I've been in one of these things. Oh, this isn't my first Build-A-Cade. I've got 11 upstairs. Why can't I remember this, guys? Oh, no. All right, I guess I'm going to Google because I can't remember how to get the network settings on this thing. Actually, there should be an option. Crossdeck. Oh, there it is. That's the menu I was looking for. Show IP. That's what I need. Show IP. There it is. I found it, Stock Jock. I just looping. My IP is unknown. I didn't grab an IP address. Ugh. You know why? Because I didn't. Well, it should be configured. Oh, man. This is why I couldn't do what I wanted to do earlier, because none of my Build-A-Cades upstairs grabbed an IP address. There's something wrong with my internet router, and if I mess with it now, I screw up my stream. Damn it. Look at the Wi-Fi config. Got to use the button on the back for your while you're in the RetroArch menu or all right, now it's got an IP address. Yeah, thanks, Stock Jock. Went to my 5G network for some reason. This is really awkward without a keyboard. I'm using the joystick on the back since I don't have a joystick on the front. All right. Well, I'm connected. So 1.34 is my IP address. So let's go back to the station here. And let's find, let's see. I need Windows Explorer. All right, so let's share this out. I'm going to do several shares here. You've seen me do this before. All right, so I'm going to go to the IP address 192.168.1.34. All right, so here we have the menu. I'm logged in. So I need to go into ROMs. I need to look in the arcade folder, and I need to see the ROM name. It's simply Star Trek. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to change the startup script, which over here in configs, all, and then there's an autostart.sh file here. So we're going to right click, and this is where I'm going to have to switch sharing, edit in Notepad, and then a Notepad window just opened. So let me replace that with my Notepad window. Where is it? There it is. Share. All right, so here's the autostart.sh that we just opened up from the RetroPie. And what we need to do is change it from this Pac-Man for an auto start startup to Star Trek. All right. So you can kind of see the whole line here on the screen. This is what you need to do in your autostart.sh to get the Build-A-Cade to start up into the ROM that you want it to start up in. So we're going to save that. We're going to back out or close Notepad. We don't need to go back to the file system on the Pi. I'll just close that. We'll transition back over. And we're going to restart the Pi or restart the Build-A-Cade. And I didn't even notice because I've got lights shining in my face. Let's just turn those off. I don't think I can go. But the marquee looks great on this thing. You can kind of see it. All right, let's restart. And again, since it's a spinner control, I'm going to have to use the back joystick. Quit. Restart system. Yes. All right. So this should boot into Star Trek. Beautiful cab. Oh, I can't believe how great this artwork is. Glenn's logo. Waiting, we're waiting. I gotta get to Menominee Falls. And there it is. So it's Vectrex, so it's not on a small screen like this. This is why I kind of like to have a horizontal screen. Well, let's coin in. I don't know how much of the audio you can hear. I've got the volume up all the way. Yeah, the audio is pretty low. Oh, spinner works. Oh my goodness. Oh my God, it works right out of the box. Great, 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 great. It's going to take used to get used to this controller layout, because fire button is actually player 2. So it plays great with the existing controllers. I didn't have to change anything, run any script or anything. Plays pretty well too, once you get used to the controls. I got a dock. I got to get repairs. Yeah, the audio's pretty low. That's kind of disappointing. There is no horizontal screen. I mean, he's got one, but you know, I haven't ordered one yet. He's just done videos on it recently, the 4-inch screen, and I don't have it, so I go with what I have. Plus, the artwork is for the vertical screen. So, damn, Danny, you're critical. Anyway, that's the cabinet. I'm gonna turn these lights back on. All right. So just take a quick look at the cabinet. Let's turn these lights back on too. All right, so just beautiful looking cabinet from all sides. You got your control panel art with your J panel art, and then the coin door art. And then there's the other side. The marquee looks beautiful. Yes, it doesn't have a horizontal monitor, but there's not one widely available. And I don't think any of us have looked how to obtain that monitor right away. So this is the kit that I had, and that's what I went with. So going in my collection, and it's going to be a display piece. All right. All I got to do is clean up and get out of here. Let's see, cell phone. There we go. Transition. All right, folks, that's all I got. Another successful Build-A-Cade build. Very little frustration. and it's going to be an awesome addition to my collection upstairs. I just don't know where I'm going to slot it in. I don't want to put this all the way on the end. I want to showcase it because it's such a beautiful cab. So we got that done. Now I have another Build-A-Cade to do. I've actually got two Raspberry Pis. I've got two Build-A-Cade kits, but one of them I suspect that the back panel is bad. So, and he doesn't sell that separately on his website. So I might try to build it without any artwork just to see if it still works with a Raspberry Pi. And if it does, then I'll slap some artwork on it. I'll take it apart and slap some artwork on it. But I don't want to use that in a stream build. The only artwork I have now is the Battlezone art. So I need to sort out whether or not I need to build that Battlezone with a his new horizontal 4-inch monitor or not. And I don't know if I have bezel art for a horizontal. Let me look at, I'm going to go look at the Battlezone artwork that I have here in the back real quick. Just to look at that bezel art. Actually, there is no bezel art because it's a black piece. So it doesn't matter. But I do need to know if I need that. Just bring this out. Because I've been flattening this. Stock Jock sent this to me. By the way, thank you, Stock Jock, again, for the Battlezone build kit and the artwork. Stock Jock provided this artwork. I've been flattening it out. Stock Jock, when it shipped, there was this issue with the artwork. I don't know if you could see it. You can kind of see it there. This part right here just peeled away from the backing and kind of scrunched up there. So I don't think there's going to be an issue. I've just been very careful with it. But here's the Battlezone artwork. It's got a twin stick. This is the twin stick control panel. So that's why I need to get the twin stick control panel from Glenn again. And here's the other side art piece. So I'm looking forward to putting this together. I don't know how it's going to go together. I got to watch Glenn. Glenn did a video on the Battlezone build. I believe he did. I haven't watched it, but I do need to do that. So anyway, Fireside, to answer your question. Oh, Stock Jock, thank you. I assume you mean Discord. I'll check that out. Thanks, Gamer Fridge. Appreciate it. I'll have to do a count. Where's that photo again? Oh, it's on the web. Photos. Let's see. Let's do a quick count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This is actually number 14 of the GRS Build-A-Cade. So I have 14 of them now. And again, just to pop this photo up again. Share. So yeah. So this row is all of my numbskull quarter arcades, and then my Defender Partycade. Down here, you know, I've got the X-Men, I've got the Track and Field, I've got Robotron, Gorf. These are two are New Wave toys, Dragon's Lair and Space Ace. Donkey Kong Jr., or Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr. and Popeye. The Nintendo trifecta there. Then down here I've got, that's another New Wave toys, that's the Berserk. Then you can't really make it out here, but that's Karate Champ. That's Miss Pac-Man, Time Pilot, Centipede, and Frogger. And then over here I have Journey. So we'll find out about that artwork, Stock Jock. I'm not too worried about it. I think it'll work. If not, we can always replace it, right? I mean, that stuff can be peeled off and replaced. Stop, 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 stop. All right. Well, guys, that's all I've got for today. I've been on long enough. I've taken up too much of your time. It's almost 3 hours, for Christ's sake. I got to get to Menominee Falls. I gotta get our dinner tonight. And I do want to make a quick stop at Sam's Club down there just to see what the WrestleFest is going for. And I'm not going to buy it. Just want to see. And I do need to also stop at Costco for some protein bars. So, but I really appreciate everybody. Thank you so much for joining me on my stream today. I want you guys to go forth, have a great rest of your weekend. I don't know at this point if I'm doing a show next weekend, because if I decide to go Sunday and meet up with the guys again, you know, it's obviously not going to be workable. I'm not much of a live walk and talker live streamer at events, so I'll leave that all up to PD7 and others that do it so much better than I do. Excuse me. And so the show next week is iffy. I got to get a drink. Oh, the throat is getting so dry. It's cooler again, so it's drier again. Yeah, hit the like button on your way out and subscribe if you haven't. But guys, have a great week, a safe week. Those of you coming to the Midwest Gaming Classic, safe travels. I'll see you when you get here, or you know, Saturday. If I don't meet up with somebody before then, and maybe Sunday as well. We'll see. But have a great week, folks. Thanks for stopping in, and always remember, I got next.